with this growth in the whole wash, dry, fold, pickup and delivery, especially it seemed around the pandemic, do you feel self-service is still a viable long-term model for the industry?
I absolutely do. And I listed on my sheet a couple of positives that I think is great takeaways for the audience. First of all, it's an essential business. Everyone has to wash clothes. Pandemic didn't stop any of that. So as the population increases, and it is increasing globally, exponentially, the laundromat business and the need to have a washer dryer or someone to do it or some self-serve operation is necessary. So that's not going away, number one. Number two, the rental market is very strong, and a good number of customers come from rental apartments, condos that either don't have a washer and dryer in their building, or they have a small apartment size one and they still need to do bedding or children's clothes and things like that. And because the wage gap is increasing in this country, you will have a lot of people who are never going to be able to afford a home or a traditional home, and will be living in an apartment for the duration, right? And then the fourth thing is that a lot of people are working from home now, and so the wash, dry, and fold and self-serve, people coming in, especially during the pandemic when people started to work more hybrid and stay in the house, the number of customers that I had that I saw, it just went up. Because so I didn't really suffer at all during the pandemic. As tragic as it was, business was very good because people are home in their pajamas or in casual clothes and not going to anyone that's dry cleaning. So those are four positives that I think are just going to continue to drive this business forward. I think if you look online, you'll see that there's been a very slight decrease in the number of laundromats in the country, which is probably between 11 and 13,000 laundromats. I think because of COVID, we tragically lost millions of people, bodies that would be going to a laundromat, and also a lot of staff. I know that some of my competitors had to close down because they could not get staff to come back in a customer-facing business, or they got sick and ill themselves. So if you see any negatives about a downturn in the number, it's very slight, and it's mostly because of COVID-related decreases. But I think everything says it's going up.
Great. Thanks for your perspective. Andy, anything to add to that?
Can you restate the question? I'm sorry.
Sure. So just, there's been such a growth in wash, dry, fold, and pickup and delivery. So, do you feel self-service is still a viable long-term model for the industry?
Yes. Okay. So our business, like Kathy was saying, during the COVID, it went up for different reasons. Sometimes people didn't want to bring their clothes home because they were afraid of infection. Some other, like apartment buildings that had laundry service or had laundry rooms, they shut their laundry rooms down. There was other laundromats in the area that shut down for a period of time. So our business went up. It was remarkable. I was so happy because I was really worried for a while there, and we were deemed essential, which I think all businesses were essential. And the biggest thing that I've seen in our area is like mostly rural. It's the least populated county in the state, and it's like small towns and like space in between and small town like that. And the demographics have changed a lot in the last 10 to 15 years, and we had a lot of new people come in, and they use laundromats. They're dedicated customers, and the joy of what I like about it is I've been self-employed my whole life, and I never really made a lot of money, but I pride myself on not having to have a real job. I support just on self-serve laundromat, and I'm really happy about it. And like I said earlier, I've done lots of different small businesses, but I kind of settled on this, and I think I'm going to ride it out. You know, I'm going to be 60 this year, and hopefully I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I can do most of it by myself if you stay relatively healthy, and the people just keep coming in. Now, one thing I notice is one thing that makes it viable is offering them what they can't get at home. So the jumbo machines in our area have been very, very popular. And I mean, sometimes people wait, you know, and a lot of times, like this new laundromat that we're rebuilding, I'm putting more of the bigger machines in, like the same amount of the jumbos, like the 80 pounders, as I will you know, I started out my remodel with 380 pounders, you know, and the store that's going to have maybe, you know, 25 washers, I guess, when it's all done, but as we remodel. But it's been very viable in our area. I can't speak for everywhere, but the changing demographics, like I said, have driven a lot of people in. And I think, like I said, offering them what they can't get at home, like the jumbo washers, and you know, having good hours, and you have your regular customers that you can count on. It's a weekly paycheck. They come in week in and week out. And then you have your bonus customers, I call them, that come in like maybe once every, they have their own equipment, but they'll come in just to do like their big comforters or seasonal cleaning and things like that. And then you have your people that my washer broke down, and I always just say, that's why we're here for you, you know, so just, and then I think during the recession, business was steady, and people's washers that broke down, they couldn't replace them. So they became customers, you know, because they didn't have the money, things like that.
Yeah.
But for us, it's been good. I don't see the need for me to do the full service, maybe because I'm lazy, you know, but now, you know, I can do most everything by myself. I don't have very minimal payroll. You know, I pay somebody at the main location like 3 hours a day. That's it. So.
Okay, well, thank you. So Lee, I mean, you're
Yep.
third generation. I gotta believe that you think this is a viable long-term model, but yeah, what's your perspective?
Yes, we put a lot of eggs in this basket. So I agree with what both Kathy and Andy have said in regards to the different elements they each touched on. A few things that I would add, I think, is again just knowing who your target customer is and what the lifestyle, what the behavior of that customer looks like, and being able to see into the future how that will continue to be. We believe that there is, yes, a segment of the population that will exist who will be our target customer. We believe that that segment will continue to grow as our population grows, which will support adding stores, consolidating some locations into kind of better run operations. I think that one thing that we've benefited over the years that we don't talk about a lot is the price of clothes and the quality of clothes that our target customer has access to is pretty incredible. To see a family open the back of their van and pull out, you know, 6 black trash bags full of belongings and bring it in and put it into a 90-pound washing machine. To me, that says our target customer can buy and owns a lot of volume in clothes. And so I'm very grateful that that trend is existing. I think it will continue to, just because globalization and capitalism has allowed for our customers to have access to a lot of cheap garments that hold up so that they can wash them and wear them again and again and again. I also think that in regards to the cost of labor, our self-service model is built on our customers providing a lot of the labor in our model. And so as different industries look at maybe automating things or adding different qualifications to the people that they employ so that now that person can do 2 people's jobs, that tells me that they are trying to reduce their labor expenses as much as possible. And in the self-service business, you know, we figured that out a long time ago. And so we aren't grappling with increasing labor costs that we're dependent on. Of course, Andy's not as much dependent on because his model allows for that. We would be slightly a bit more dependent on labor. And then you take a full service business and they are heavily dependent on labor. So we're thankful that that's not a challenge that we have or that we are looking to bring into our model. So those are just a few things I think that we think about as we look into the future and see what macro factors will have an impact on our self-service model, and then how our target customer will continue to evolve as generations continue to come through.